I think you have the wrong person. We've never met before. And she said, no, I know.
Being in Nueva is kind of like a nice warm hug, right, in many respects. Okay, Kayla. What would your biography be called if it were written today?
Teenage girl with unhealthy boba obsession, trying to save the world.
All right, it's a very literal title.
Yes. I don't know if you know this, I work at a boba shop, so it's my whole life. I am really inspired to make positive change in the world, and I think that's definitely because I've come to school at Nueva, taken some of your classes even. I really want to make tangible change in the world.
Awesome. Thank you.
So Jeremy, I know that you were in the field of marine biology before you first came to Nueva, and I'm curious what made you transition from marine biology to education?
Yeah, I came into grad school starry-eyed, thinking about working towards the greater good of our knowledge, right? And then over time, the output of my work at that time was basically a couple of papers of a few pages, and it kind of made me wonder, is this what I want for my life, right? To have a small group of people read something I write about that doesn't really make a dent in the world. And both my parents were public school teachers, and they had been pushing for me to go into public teaching for a very long time. And fortunately, I saw a notice about the associate teacher program at Nueva and reached out, and that's how I started.
It's really cool to see how you ended up here.
All right, Kayla, tell me about a challenge you faced at Nueva and share how you were supported.
When I was in 7th grade, I remember we were kind of in that hybrid learning state. I remember sitting at home a lot and seeing on social media videos of anti-Asian hate. And it was the first time I'd seen anything like it. I was very disturbed. So what I did is I went and talked to my 7th grade SEL teacher. I said, I need to do something about this. She said, let me help you. So we organized a 5-week-long series of Asian American documentaries, and then we screened them for the community. We hosted discussions after the documentary screenings. You were one of like 10 that logged on each week to this Zoom call. That was one moment that's definitely fundamentally shaped who I am and how I approach problems like hate.
And that was my first introduction to you, right? And I was so impressed with your poise, just how well you handled it. That really stuck with me.
Thanks, Jeremy. So, I don't know if you know this, but I maxed out on all the classes I can take with you. Chemistry, climate science, marine science. I'm waiting for your next one. And I'm curious, what inspires you to develop classes that are, climate related?
Well, thank you, first of all. I certainly want to first convey things are not as bad as they look. I think it's important that students have the knowledge to take action, right? And, we are lucky at a school like Nueva where I can just offer a class and decide to make it all about the climate. I think it is the biggest challenge that we face, and I'm confident we're going to overcome it, but the least I can do is sort of at least make space for it. So I'm always so inspired when Nueva students are already so knowledgeable and they're so invested and interested in these really important, larger-than-life issues. And every time I can inspire them to do more, study more, and take action, then that always feels extremely rewarding.
Amazing.
So Kayla, when you first entered Nueva, what moment made you feel, yes, this is where I belong?
I think one of the stories I always call back to is actually on my first day of Nueva, 6th grade orientation. I didn't know anyone. I went into it a total stranger. And I remember everyone hugging each other, so excited to see each other. And I was so nervous. I had a really hard time making friends. And then this girl, she just appeared out of nowhere. And then she wrapped me in this huge hug. And I said, I think you have the wrong person. We've never met before. And she said, no, I know. I'm Molly, what's your name? We're great friends to this day, and that will always stand out to me from the very first day at Nueva. I think it's so symbolic of the inclusivity and the welcoming energy that Nueva has.
Being at Nueva is kind of like a nice warm hug, right, in many respects.
Agreed, 100%.
Well, I really enjoyed this experience, and I'm humbled that you wanted to chat with me, but it's really nice to get to see how we each have experienced the last few years.
I loved this conversation with you, and I'll tell anyone that you're my gold standard for what a teacher is, and it's meant truly so much, so thank you.
Thank you.